Marcus, when did you start playing FPL?
I started Fantasy League when I was reckon 13, so I've been playing for 7 years now. My dad got us all into it, me and my two younger brothers. We're very competitive as it is, but when that came along, I think the competition got to another level. My youngest brothers are much better than me, so I got them helping me with this one as well.
Why do you like it so much?
I just think it just adds a different dimension to watching normal football games. I'm a big football fan. I used to play a lot of football when I was younger, but cheering for some guys who are playing for Norwich, playing for Wolves, makes it much more enjoyable.
And talk us about your sort of love of football. Obviously, a Brighton fan. How long has that been going for?
I've been a Brighton fan since I moved back to England when I was 13. My dad's from Brighton himself, but in Asia they're not a very big team. But when we moved back here, we were in the Championship under Chris Hughton, and yeah, it's been unbelievable since he drove us to the Premier League. And actually, we've got 3 season tickets, which me and my brothers enjoy.
How do you kind of fit going to games around, obviously playing rugby?
I try and go whenever I can. So midweek games, I pop back to Brighton. It's not too far away. See my family for a quick bite to eat, and then head down to the Amex Stadium. I actually took Don Brandt to the Brighton Palace game because he's a big Palace fan. Brighton won that one. It was a midweek one as well, and it was good fun.
What about following FPL and kind of keeping in touch with that? Obviously, I guess when the Premier League games are going on, you guys have generally got a game. How do you guys follow it?
So I've got a little tactic which I'm going to secretly share here. When I drive back from Brighton, back from Brighton to here, I listen to the FPL podcast, get a few inside tips from the top guys.
What about your strategy? You know, how do you normally sort of line your team up? Is there a way that you try and play?
I try and get my 11 best players on the pitch, so I don't really look at my bench. I try and just put my best players on the pitch as expensive as I can. So my team now, I got Salah and De Bruyne. I had Aubameyang for a bit. But I've gone, Salah, De Bruyne, the assist kings. Talk
to me about the sort of Quins mini league that we've got going at the moment, and how did you get on?
So I spoke to a few of the older boys. The older boys, I think, have been playing that league for a while now, but I actually was in it last year, didn't do too well. It was my learning year. And this year I've started very strongly. I'm very happy about that, and it's just a good bit of good banter alongside what we do week in, week out to talk about this. So every Monday morning everyone's talking about, who was their captain, who was this, who was that, and it just adds a different dimension to the week every single week.
Stanley Kerr's obviously a big football fan, and I think you're about 45 points ahead of him as well, so it'd be good scalp to claim, wouldn't it?
No, exactly. It would be good to beat Danny. Obviously, he played a lot of football when he was young, and he's a big Liverpool fan. You always see him up at games and stuff, so he's very knowledgeable about the game. So to be ahead of him is a massive honour.
You're the leader now. I mean, how are you going to sort of stay top for another 10 months?
I think the FPL podcast is doing me bits, so I've got to keep watching, keep listening to that, and keep learning off the top FPL pundits.